Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting back on track after the holidays, and it's 2020, which is super exciting. So I hope you're killing any goals that you have if you guys are doing resolutions. Mine is to read all the Harry Potter books. I don't really have any other resolutions. I'm not crazy about them. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reread all these books because I've never read them all like together, and I'm really excited. So I hope you guys are excited for this year too. And today I want to talk to you guys. It's Wedding Tip Tuesday. I want to talk to you guys about bridal shows a little bit. I know there's a lot of them coming up, and some of the things that are going on with vendors can be a little misleading, I guess, sketchy. So I wanted to kind of give you guys some tips on all of that, how to kind of check everybody out. Before I do that, I haven't even introduced myself yet. I'm like 300 steps ahead this year. My name is Lindsay, and I'm a wedding photographer in Toledo, Ohio. And like I said, I specialize in weddings and engagements. And my ultimate goal is, my son is opening the door. My ultimate goal is to help couples have a stress-free day. I was like, what is going on? So that's kind of a little bit about me. That's what I do. This is my 10th year, you guys. This is my 10th year photographing weddings, which is bananas. It's pretty crazy. So I've done like 300 now, over 300, and it's pretty neat. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys some tips about bridal shows. So there's a lot of vendors that, well, most shows you go to, they want you to give something away, like in a booth. Like if I have a space, they're like, hey, like what's your prize that you're giving away? So I usually do like 150 or 250 off a wedding package. I don't honestly remember what I do right now. So I do something like that. So everybody at some of the shows will have something that they're giving away. If they have like a DJ that's like raffling off stuff the whole time, that's from us. That's something that we have to give out, and then the ticket holder, the winner, they win obviously for everything. So that's something to keep in mind, is that some of the shows do prizes all the time. A lot of booths, what they will do is they will how do I explain it? Within their booth, they will have their own giveaway that isn't like part of like the show's like announcer, like I said, like a DJ or somebody that's like helping give stuff away that you've actually like given to them. Some booths, I would say most booths in their space have some kind of drawing that's completely separate from that. So, win free makeup for you and your bridesmaids, or win an engagement session, or win a dollar amount off of something. And make sure that you're entering things that you actually need and want, because those people, okay, I've been married for 8 years, and I entered a buttload of stuff when I went to a show. I got calls and like emails, like even like 6 years later, I got an email and I literally responded to them like, I've been married for 6 years. Like, it didn't make sense. So just keep that in mind, that you might get put on some kind of mailing list and you might get spammed. So what I recommend is have your own wedding email address, smithwedding2020@gmail.com, whatever it is. And that's your email address that you use for literally everything. And then that way, after the wedding, you might keep that email address around for a little bit if you need to keep in contact with like any vendors or anything. But all of your wedding emails can be in there. If you have any kind of issues like with mailing lists and different things, it's just in that one place. They don't have every place to reach you at. I recommend putting an email down. Some of them don't need a phone number. Like when you sign up for the bridal show, you will obviously have to give them some information, your wedding date, what other vendors you need, contact information, just how they can reach you. So see what's required and what's not. I honestly, for me, if phone's not required, I would say don't put it down, because that's one less way for people to text and call you. But it's most likely that they're going to need your email. But see if the phone number is required, because if it's not, I wouldn't do it. I honestly wouldn't do it, because you're going to get calls, and you're going to get texts. So that's a big one, is kind of see how you can do all of that. And for those giveaways, like I said, make sure that you are giving them email addresses, different things that you can close down, because I think that that's really important, that you can just log out of there, take it out of your email on your phone, and just be like, I'm done, I got married. You can even forward it to a different one if you want, but then you don't have to think about it. So a sketchy thing that I've heard of people doing, and I've actually seen firsthand, is with photographers specifically. Some photographers have a deal that's too good to pass up, and I would say run. If somebody's got something crazy like $500 off a wedding package, and their packages are $2,000, $2,500, they got $1,000 off, their packages start at $3,000, something's going on there. So just use your judgment. If they're giving away $250, something like that, totally fine. But if they're giving away a huge number like $500 or $1,000 off, and it might be something like, if you book today you get this off, something's going on. I know that in your mind sounds like a deal, but you haven't done any research on this vendor. You haven't talked to your venue to see if they've heard of this vendor before. Reviews, you've done zero research on if this person's even going to show up, if they have good reviews, if they're going to leave you in the dust and take your money. There might be a reason why they're giving away such a huge dollar amount. And I've seen it firsthand. A few years ago, there was a vendor that gave away $500 off a wedding package, and he chose one winner, and he chose everybody that came into his booth that gave him the information. And I don't even know if he's in business today. I want to say no. And I think that's really sketchy. You're not winning anything. You're just raising your prices $500, and then everybody wins. So everybody's booking you at the regular price. It was we found out about it, and it was just weird. So just keep that in mind. Go in there and have a plan, have a separate email. Make sure to visit all of those people that you want to visit. Most shows, if you go on there a few days before, they're going to have the whole layout of the place. And they're going to tell you exactly where those vendors are. And that way you can be like, I want this person, this person, this person. What I would honestly do is print out a list. And if you need photographers, circle all the photographers. And then before you go, I would say go on the Knot, go on Google, type in their name, make sure that they have social media accounts that are active, make sure that they have a website that's looking good, that's updated, and then go to the Knot, go, like I said, Wedding Wire, Google, wherever you go, look at some of their reviews and make sure that they have current reviews, as in it's 2020, so you should have a 2019 review and at least 10, and you should they should have current stuff on there, current reviews, current stuff. They should actually have a profile on those things. I'm always surprised by how many people that are wedding vendors don't have an account on the Knot, which is huge. So make sure that they actually are on social media, and they have a website. I think a website shows a professional from a non-professional, because a non-professional is just going to have a Facebook account or an Instagram account. So make sure that they have a website, and then just go back in there and maybe cross out all the ones that you don't want to go to. But then that'll give you an idea of okay, here's we started with 8 photographers. 3 of them are sketchy. That leaves us with 5. That's 5 photographers that I have to go to. And don't book anybody at the show. I know that some people do bookings at the show. I don't. I think that's a lot of pressure because you might be talking to 150 vendors. I mean, there's a lot of vendors at these shows sometimes. And the last thing I want to do is be like, give me your money. Like that's a huge high pressure situation for a couple hours at a show. Like I just think it's crazy. So I don't do anything like that. I'm like the most laid back about these shows. And go see everybody, take notes. What I recommend, what I see a lot of people do is like, you'll come into my booth and I'll hand you like a piece of paper and I'll ask you like it's not a piece of paper, it's a card. Like a 5x7 card. Oh, do you have a photographer yet? Have you found a photographer yet? If people are saying no and you're having a really good conversation with them, I make a mental note. Like I'll ask you your name. I'll make a mental note like, hey, that person seems awesome. Like I really want to follow up with that person. I hope you do the same. I always recommend to couples, if you've had a really good connection with a photographer, florist, DJ, whoever it is, if they give you something physical, like fold a corner or like tear a piece off, or I've seen people like put a star in the corner with a pen, make a note somehow of the people that you talk to that you were like, these are on my, they're not just like a maybe, they're like maybe yes, and then you're going to advance to like yes. So they're kind of like a step higher than just like, I just met you, because you've already done research. So I wouldn't call it like a cold, like don't even know you yet. Like you've done some research. So I feel like that's kind of warm. So you're going to get more on like the hot level for everything with that vendor. So you just want to remember those people because like I said, you're tasting all the food. They might have drinks there. You're meeting with dozens of vendors and it's overwhelming sometimes. So make a note of who you actually liked, and then when you get home, you're gonna, what most people do, you get home and you're just like, oh my God, that was exhausting. And you dump out your bag. It's got pens galore. It's got, pages and pages of these little cards and all these different things. And find those stars and, really start going through them. If it's, something where you can meet them in person, if you're still on the fence, meet with them in person after the show. People love to do that. I love to do that because the show is so overwhelming. You're talking to a lot of people and I'm talking to a lot of people. And it's so nice that somebody reaches out and they're like, hey, I met you at this show. Like, I'd love to reach out to you and do a meeting. And I'm like, awesome. And then they come to the meeting. I'm like, I remember you. And then like, some detail about something. So it's really nice to put a face to the name. And that's a great way to see how they are and how you interact with each other, like outside of the show. So I hope that these tips help. I'm really excited to hear what bridal shows you guys are going to. If you're in the Toledo area, there's a lot coming up. I'm going to be at the Super Bowl one, which is January 25th and 26th. So I'm going to be there both days. I'm actually bringing my husband. He photographs sometimes with me, and he's going to be in the booth too because I think I need a second person there to help me with some different things. So he's coming. I'm going to be there, and I hope that you come as well because that is a 2-day show. It's in 2 buildings, and it's big and amazing, and it sounds exhausting, and it kind of is, but it's so worth it. There's so many good people there. So I hope that you go. If you guys have any bridal show questions, anything that I can help you with, that is what I'm here for. And I would love, love, love to help you guys. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your Tuesday, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.